I really hope that the death of Hazel is a potential development for Emerald to do a little bit of thinking with her noodle, because I think Emerald and Cinder are going to link back up at some point. And now Emerald's going to have this perspective of Cinder has never shown me any type of affection, any type of appreciation. I'm kind of like a tool for her. And I haven't really been treated very well over the years, and I'm pretty much following her because I feel like I owe her my life. And then you have Hazel, who's this dude that was just lumped up by a common goal, a common force being Salem, which now it turns out that they were wrong to consider that, who kept me safe, who kept me company, who took the blame so I was okay, who gave up his life to make sure that I could get out, who protected me from Salem, like quite literally showed me more compassion, more love than Cinder ever did. And I really hope this gives her a way of like sticking up for herself and defending herself and just telling Cinder everything that's on her mind, or giving Cinder a taste of her own medicine of like, why should I follow you? Why should I continue to do everything that you want when you don't even give me? I literally saved you from Penny and all of them killing you, and the first thing you do when you wake up is like, get out of my room, I'll tell you when you're needed. It's like fuck you. Like, I just really hope that this is like some potential development for Emerald moving forward, because Lord knows she's needed it. And everyone has been saying it for so long. Like Mercury, see, because this is the thing now. Mercury's gone, Hazel's gone. All she has left is Cinder. And up until now, she could probably be, I feel like she's going to warm up to the gang. And then when it comes time for her to like, when Cinder comes back into the picture, that's going to be the moment of truth for her to be like, do I want to go back to Cinder? Do I really want to go back to Cinder, who's just going to go back to Salem after everything that just happened with Hazel? Or even worse, Salem's going to come back into the picture. She's going to inform Cinder that Emerald betrayed her, and she's going to probably have Cinder go after Emerald and kill her herself. And then that's going to be a major conflict. But Emerald's busted. Like, Emerald has one of the most broken semblances in the show. And I feel like she can easily walk circles around Cinder if she just let go of this attachment that she has to her, just because she took her off the streets to use her as a pawn in the events that followed that flashback. I think there's a lot of potential for Emerald to reflect on her actions, and I'm really glad that we have this moment, because you know what I remembered about Emerald, or about just in general, like the potential of an Emerald getting like genuine redemption, right? Because yeah, you can, like, I think what was expressed in this chapter was very accurate. Emerald played a big part in a lot of what happened with the fall of Beacon. She's responsible for Penny dying. She's responsible for a lot of things. Pyrrha dying, Yang losing her arm. She was an accessory to a lot of that. The thing here is that, like, Emerald is now getting a first-hand look at all of the actions that have happened. She's hearing everybody behind her talk about how bad of a person she is, about the fucked up things that happened at Beacon because of her. And one thing that I distinctly remember about Emerald during that time was when all of the chaos and pandemonium was happening, and they were on the rooftops, and Mercury was recording, and Cinder was just on the lookout for Ozpin and for Pyrrha. Emerald was like, it's almost sad.
Beautiful.
It's almost sad.
It's horrendous. Focus on the Elysian Nights.
Oh, I'm getting all of it.
She was not having a good time. Like, she was genuinely, like, feeling bad about the fact that all of this was happening and that she was a part of that. I don't know what this color represents here for Emerald, right? The petals. But if I had to take a guess, I would say it's regret. It's her taking a look at herself and the things she's done, and regret or remorse. I think it's one of it's one and the same, right? Like, she's actively thinking about the things she's done, and she's genuinely regretful for the things she's done. And I think that's the first step to becoming a better person and separating yourself from the bad things you've done, and not being forgiven and forgotten about all the things you did. Because I think what Oscar said is important, right? Yang's pissed off, like, why do we have to work with her? She's dangerous. All the stuff that happened was because of her. The people we lost, the situations we were put in. And he's not saying, like, you don't have to ever forgive it. You can always be angry and upset about the things that Emerald did. But the fact of the matter is, like, she helped us in that moment. She helped all of you guys get out of the whale. But obviously, it's going to take a lot longer for some people to come around to the idea, right? Yang's not a fan of it. RWBY first look at her was like, yo, what the hell are you doing here? I'm about to cap you right now. But I think this is an opportunity for, like you said, a second chance. I think Emerald's development is twofold here. It's the fact of, like, she's willing to look at the situation, look at the things she's done, and have a chance or an opportunity to be on the right side of things, as well as looking at the situation that she's been put in because of Cinder and realize that that's a toxic part of her life that she no longer wants a part of, even though she'll never be. You know what this reminds me of? I think we talked about this in the discussion on Discord as well. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's the end of Red versus Blue Season 10 for any of you RWBY fans out there. The talking point that Carolina mentioned when she says,
Epsilon, what you and I were involved with, the things we helped do. I'll be honest, I don't know if we can ever get all the way back to good. But I think that we have a chance to do better. And if we wake up every day and try to make things better, eventually we might find that better is good enough.
Emerald will never be able to take back the things that happened at Beacon, the things that happened to Pyrrha, the things that happened to Yang, and that's something that she has to live the rest of her life with. She has to live with the fact that some people may never warm up to her or may never forgive her for that. But moving forward, this is the point. This is the ground zero level where you can actually start anew and actually make a positive impact and turn your life around, because your hands might be dirty, but they're nowhere near as dirty as Salem's or Cinder's especially. There's hope for her, and I honestly would like to see what that looks like for the for her as a character. There might even be a point where Emerald might sacrifice herself, you know, because I could see her using her semblance to hostile take over the situation for like Ironwood or something like that, or manipulate the minds of a few people to turn the tide of the situation if it does come to, you know, a standoff with bringing Penny to Ironwood and Emerald is there and her semblance is busted and she can actually turn things around for them in that way. And I think that could be a possibility, and maybe she'll be thrown in prison because of that, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee that Emerald is just gonna be able to continue on with the plot. Maybe her story might just end here as well. Only time will tell. Purple means mourning, grief, and guilt. Yeah, I mean, it's all about context too. Like, she's literally listening to all of the things that people are talking about her, about all the bad, fucked up things she's done. And yeah, it's very clear that's, or at least to me, I feel like it's very clear that that's what's going through her mind right now. And thank God that Ren's a character that can validate that, because intention, it would be very hard to prove Emerald's innocence just on her word alone. And the fact that she stays quiet and like Ren just vibe checks her, because it just validates, like, maybe we should give her, maybe that's why Ren is being so adamant of like, hey, maybe we can use her because he's vibing her. And it's like, no, I can actually feel her emotions. Like, she feels bad about the things she's done, and it's going to take time for things to get back to a more cordial interaction with all of us. Intent doesn't erase impact, but it does matter in judging one of those actions. Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, I just think Ren can like vouch more so on the truth factor of like, if Emerald says, oh, I do feel bad, it's like, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say given your situation, but Ren can like back her up on that if anything does happen. So again, I just think I really hope for the best for Emerald. There's a lot of potential for her moving forward. She's busted as hell. Her semblance is amazing. And I just wonder how they're going to utilize that moving forward.